Right, well, Shahram Akbarzadeh is the director of the Middle East Studies Forum at Deakin University in Australia, and he's also a non-resident senior fellow with the Middle East Council on Global Affairs in Doha here, and joins me from Melbourne. Thank you very much. Negotiations, as we've just heard there, due to take place in Europe, and also no decision yet from the US president on what he plans to do. And yet, missiles are still being fired from Iran, and Israel is saying that it will continue to target all of those sites, nuclear sites. Where does this leave this whole conflict?
Thanks for having me, Sarah. I think this conflict is playing out exactly the way Netanyahu planned it. Everyone is responding to Netanyahu's plan. Netanyahu started the conflict to torpedo nuclear talks between Iran and the United States almost a week ago now, exactly a week ago. He would have known, and all observers would have known, that Iran would retaliate. And Netanyahu planned to use the retaliation by Iran to drag the United States into the conflict. Now, that seemed to really play according to his plan, because Trump was really sending signals that he was ready for the US to step in and finish the job. It's only by the fact that a lot of European powers are really concerned and anxious about what this conflict would do to Europe, to the Middle East, globally, that now we perhaps see a pause in the US decision and giving diplomacy a chance. So I think Netanyahu has been in the driver's seat from the very start, and there's a big risk that these negotiations will fail and we'll go back to where we were at the beginning of last week.
Now, the debate here is whether US President Donald Trump will take the decision to strike mostly, or the focus is on Fordow nuclear site. But it's almost like people are forgetting the fact that the US is still supplying Israel with the weapons to be able to carry out these strikes in the first place.
Absolutely right. Yeah, United States is very much involved in the conflict. The Israeli military hardware is supplied by the United States. The United States provides support in shooting down various Iranian missiles. So the US is very much involved. The fact that Israel has not managed to destroy Fordow, a nuclear facility, is because that is a deep underground facility, and the only power that can hit the facility underground is the US bombers, earth blasting bombs. So Israel really wants the US to be involved. And it's not just a matter of targeting the nuclear facilities. That's only the beginning of the story. The agenda for Netanyahu is regime change, and that's been made very clear, quite explicitly, by various statements that Netanyahu has made, and various suggestions that are made by hawks in the US administration.
And how much is this about optics for the US president? Because he's given himself this 2-week deadline, as we just mentioned there, a day after him saying that next week is going to be very big, and really implying that they were going to decide to strike Iran and its nuclear site. So how much of this is about optics, especially when it comes to his domestic audience?
Again, very good question. I think with President Trump, everything is about optics and how he looks. He doesn't want to look weak. He always wants to look strong and come from a position of strength. Partly, the fact that Trump initially said that Israel acted unilaterally without our involvement in the attack, and then a couple of days later switched and started talking about we control the air over Iran, and putting the US very much in the Israeli camp, is because he was impressed with the technological ability of Israel to hit Iranian targets. So he likes to side with power, with strength, and that's going to that's going to have an impact on how he decides the future of US involvement with Iran.
Okay. Professor Shahram Akbarzadeh, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.